Public Service International has emphasized the need to identify policies that tackle poverty and inequality in the Uganda labor movement. Public Service International Sub-Regional Secretary for English-speaking Africa, Dr. Evelyn Akech, said the employers can play a critical role in improving employees' working conditions.
So for me, that is going to be very important. Something which is interesting that we need to actually debate on as workers. I know it is controversial. The medical insurance. We never talk about it, and every time it comes, we shoot ourselves down. Either as workers, we're saying now more money will be deducted from us, and then we're forgetting that if anything happens, for instance, like the essential workers, in the course of your duty, you contract COVID-19. What happens to the medical bills? Because that is where the insurance cover actually does what? Comes in. So if your family is not able to afford it, you don't have insurance cover, who does it for you? It is something we need to really be realistic about in this country.
This was during strategic planning meeting for public service unions. She said, with lessons from COVID-19, there is need for employers to build a strong insurance scheme and emergency savings for the workers.
I know some middle-income economies, including Kenya and others, even if you're not working, there's a minimum insurance cover just for the sake or in case anything happens. But in Uganda, it is a debate that we must actually confront, because let's appreciate it.
The workers' activists observed that every woman must feel safe at the workplace, and in order to make her feel safe and secure, employers must take affirmative steps in implementing zero-tolerance policies toward sexual harassment at workplaces.
How do you factor in this extra work that the woman has to put in terms of ensuring the family is okay, even when both of you are working? What is the value that women give into the economy in terms of care work, which is never quantified? I always make a joke that if you want to understand the value of care work, employer made. Employer house what? Then assume your wife was a housewife, a housemaid. How much would you pay? Because that will help us to value the contribution of women to this economy. Being a housewife does not mean you're not contributing to this economy.
Public Service Union's members observed that strategies to increase access to decent work and tackle poverty are very significant.
Issues on how best we can push issues that concern us as workers in the public service. We have talked about the reforms, and I think that is where we should start from and show that we have a concern, a real concern, not only a book concern for our members, for our membership, for the workers of this country. And that will open up avenues of us recruiting and also organizing and networking with other organizations. Let's keep our focus on who the key players are. As Evelyn referred to it as power. Who are the power makers? So the power makers. Power mapping. The map is power mapping. Who are the influential people that we can use to make our agendas and our way forwards?
I think we need to be exemplary in this case, that let's give time for people to come and bring new innovations, new ideas into the union, and we support them. We may not be leading directly, but leading them from behind. And that's what young people would want. Who are those ones who will guide them on how to do things better? And that is one challenge forward. We need to embrace the young people, groom them properly, and employ them to execute the activities of the union. So,
economic empowerment outside salaries. I know all of you during this COVID time, you realized that the jobs, we have been wasting time just concentrating on the job only. Because for some people, salaries were even reduced 50%, 75%. So we need to try and empower people through circles. For those of you who have been to Kenya, you're seeing there are a lot of circles, union circles actually, and people are benefiting from these circles. So I'm very sure during this time when there was a crisis, people are getting help from circles. But for us who we're just there, we are stranded. So it's high time we did something to improve our economies, especially for women and the youth. Because women are now the ones managing the homes. Yeah, so really if you empower a woman, you have empowered the nation.
The Uganda COVID-19 economic crisis and recovery development policy focuses on strengthening the COVID-19 crisis response to help protect the most vulnerable communities by fostering economic recovery.